Hey Bearcats, this is Head Coach Janet Carl. I'm here to do our Bearcat Virtual Clinic for you. Today we're going to be talking about GPA. I can't imagine with my team's GPA that I'm having to teach much of anything. But as we all know in golf, as we're getting ready to start the spring season, summer season, it's important that we go over our basics, and that is going to be what a golf GPA is all about. It's going to be about grip, posture, and alignment. Even as professionals go back and get golf lessons many times, these are the things that we focus on. When our athletes get back, this is what I'll focus on with them also. So I think it's really important as you start your golf season out this summer that these are the things that you tend to focus on. We're going to start with my handy dandy glove here, and you're going to see I've made a line, and this is the line that in the end the golf club's going to rest in. I'm going to take my fingers and I'm going to make a bit of a cupping action. And once I do that, I want the bottom of the club to rest on that line. When I do that, you're going to see that my hand folds over, and now my thumb is forming a V, and it's going to point more towards my right shoulder. And you're going to see that the golf club is in my fingers. What happens, what most people do, is they're going to want to grab this in the palm of their hand. They're going to grab it more like this, and then they're going to wrap their hand. And when I do that, do you see how I now have a long thumb? We don't want that. I need to have that in the fingertips, so that the hand can then fold over. So we want to make certain that we get it in the fingertips first. Most people just want to put the hands on it and they just want to grab it more like a baseball bat, but it's very skinny, so we don't need to do that. I'm going to take my right hand next, and I'm going to get the right hand in the fingertips also, and I'm going to slide it together. I do not care if you want to be a 10-finger grip. I don't care if you want an interlocking grip or an overlapping grip. That is a personal preference. I play with an overlapping grip. It's what feels best to me. So once I have my left hand on and I'm going to get my right hand on, you're going to notice that I have some red fingernails, both sides. These three on the left hand are called the gripper, and these two are called the feelers. So once again, if I get my hand set up here, you're going to see my grippers are here. So if I hold it up, these are what's holding the golf club. And then I'm going to put my feelers on next. And then when I get my right hand on there, these two V's should be about parallel, going over towards my right shoulder. You're going to also notice that I have a separation with my index finger. I need that because I don't want to pinch when I'm trying to grip the golf club. Pinchers look like this. They're going to have the thumb on top, and it's going to be pinching. You can create a lot of pressure and cause yourself to throw the club very easily if you tend to be a pincher. So we're going to have a little bit of a separation, and then the hands are going to rest there much easier. Once we have that done, the next thing that we want to talk about is going to be about the tension, or how much pressure we're going to hold this. So if you see me and I take my golf club, you're going to see that it waggles pretty easily in my hands. That's a good tension. If I'm too tight, if I grip too tight, or I get my forearms or arms too tight, you're going to see that my body waggles the club, and that's what we don't want. We want this golf club to waggle gently, but I don't want the club to be able to spin when I impact a golf ball. So as long as I have good grips, I have my hands on there good, and my tension's good, I should have some good things going on. One thing I would also say is this is the time of year that you want to check your grips on your golf clubs. A lot of times we've had clubs in garages over the winter. These can become hard and slick. You don't want slick grips, because the slicker they are, the tighter you're going to hang on to it. And then you're not going to be able to release the club like you need to. So again, one of the best things to look at are grips. The first thing I would do is wash them with soap and water. Use a toothbrush, use a little scrubbing brush, wash them up, Dry them off, see if they seem to become tackier. If they do, you're probably still okay. If not, one of the least expensive things you can do to help yourself play better is to get some new grips put on your golf club. So the first thing I'm going to give you is my little hint on a knee bend. You need just enough knee bend that you don't pass out. That is all you need. I get a lot of students that come to me and say, well, my buddies told me I should sit on the bar stool. I'm going to show you why that doesn't help you at all. So the first thing is we're going to have the tiniest bit of knee bend, just so we don't pass out. Then the second part of that is I have to learn to bend from my hips. Most people in the game of golf want to bend from their waist. I'm going to show you what those two look like. So if I were to bend from my waist, this is me bending from my waist. This is very rounded back, not good golf posture. If I want to find a good golf posture, I'm going to take a club and I'm going to rest it between my shoulder blades and my tailbone. If your head happens to rest on it, it's fine. For some of you who have a neck that goes more forward, you don't have to do that. But if I bend from the hips, when I go over, do you see how I maintain that? That's important. I'm now in an athletic position. If I bent from my waist, watch what would happen. I can no longer hold those two positions. So I'm looking for a really good bend from the hips. We say a lot of times that you're going to bow. Bowing to the queen, whoever it is. You could bow also, same kind of concept. No bending from the waist. And again, we have to have a little bit of knee bend just so we won't pass out. Once we get set up into that good posture, I'm going to do it without the club. Little tiny knee bend. This bend in my hips here, and now you're going to see that my arms will now hang underneath me. Once they're hanging underneath me, I simply want to drop the golf club. I'm now in a great golf posture. That's all I need to do to get into a good golf posture. Let me show you what goes wrong. So the first thing is we get into a decent golf posture and then we think we need to sit on that bar stool. Whoops, now I'm sitting on the bar stool and my body and my legs are in my way. If you're going to sit on the bar stool, make certain you put your elbows on the bar. So if you go on the bar stool, get your elbows over onto the bar top and you're going to be just fine. One of the other things that happens is if you get set up good and again you bend too much, this is going to be a problem. And also if I then decide I'm going to curl up bend at my waist, you're going to see that my body is in my way. I can't swing from there. I can't rotate the way I need to rotate. The very last piece of that is a lot of people read this thing about a straight left arm. So they think that the arm should be in this straight line here, and they think it should be in a straight line here. If I go straight line here, first of all, I'm now in the palm of my hand and my club is raised up. I have a bow in my wrist. It's not good for golf. I want to be in the fingertips, and you're going to notice that I have a different angle. I'm not trying to create a straight line. I want this to be rested. So again, I'm going to have a tiny little knee bend, go over at the hips. My arms are going to hang. Club falls. It's my perfect golf posture. All right, so we've learned about our grip today. We've learned about great golf posture. The last thing we have to do is be able to aim, which is GPA, A for aim, where we're trying to hit this golf shot to. It's a little bit of a different aiming philosophy than a lot of you might feel that it is. A lot of times, people will get up to hit a golf shot, and I see this happen oftentimes. If we're going for the big tree out there, they're going to put a club across their thighs and make certain that they're aimed to the tree. The problem is the golf ball actually is to my right. So now I have my body aimed to that big tree, but if I set myself up, this golf club is aimed to the right of the tree because we work off of railroad tracks. So the right rail for right-handed golfers is the direction that the golf ball is going to fly, and the left one would be our body being square to that line. So this is one of the biggest mistakes that happens. And then people hit these great golf shots. As I'm watching, they make great contact, they hit them great, and they're like, darn it, it didn't go where I wanted it to go. The problem wasn't that they hit a bad golf shot. They just weren't lined up where they were intending to hit it to. So we want to talk about this. Out of all the things that is most important would be this club face. This club face tells that golf ball where it's going to travel to, as long as it comes in square. So this is going to be what tells it how it's going to travel. So I need this to look at my target. So as a golfer, you would see people stand behind it, and they may even point their club and try to find an intermediate target out there. So sometimes I'll find a piece of grass. Like I know that to go over that would be about a good direction. I've got a little piece that you can't see. So the first thing I'm going to do as a professional golfer, we go about getting set up or aiming different than most amateurs do. You're going to see us, we're going to come out here and we're going to put our club down and we're going to aim it to our target. My body is not aimed, my club face is aimed. So once I feel good about the aim of my target, I'm going to check it out. Once I feel good, then I'm going to set my feet square to that line. So the truth of the matter is, my feet are left of that target. My shoulders are left of that target. I need it to be left so that I can hit the golf ball in the direction we're trying to hit it in. So we go about club face first, feet second. Most amateurs would walk in here and they get themselves set up. Now their feet are set and they're going to adjust their hands. But now that club face is aimed way to the right. And now you have to actually manipulate the golf club in the golf swing to make it go in a different direction. We want golf to be simple. We don't want it to be difficult. This is one of the best things that you can do to help yourself get lined up properly. A lot of golfers struggle with this. It's not a common thing. Most sports that we play, we do it with our eyes in that direction. If we're going to throw a ball, whatever we're going to do, we're looking down that path. In golf, we're standing to the side, which makes it even harder to hit the smallest ball, the furthest distance, with the smallest club head surface into the smallest target. So we got things stacked against us already in golf. There's no need to get our alignment to not allow us to do that to the best of our ability. So once again, you want to take the golf club, you want to set it to the target. Again, I find something out in front of the ball, no more than 2 feet, because I don't want to have to move my head to find it. So I'm going to find that little piece of grass again that I had. I'm going to get the club face set up. I'm now ready to address the golf ball. So now I'm going to set myself up, and now I would be ready to swing. I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for all the support that you always give us. The Bearcat Nation is one of the greatest to be a part of. I want to say thank you for the continued support you have given to us through these very unprecedented times. I want to hope that you can improve your golf GPA, and I appreciate you supporting us through these virtual Bearcat clinics, and we're going to be back better and stronger than ever. Can't wait to see you on the court or on the golf course.